Everyone knows this map. Even if you aren't a gamer, you might recognize it. It's undoubtedly one of the most iconic maps in gaming, amongst other classics from Rockstar. Just looking at them brings back nostalgic memories of countless hours driving around these places, and you can probably name a good few areas out of your mind, since they're all relatively small but packed with details. This is how Rockstar created their iconic maps, which we know so well today. It's why wishing for a massive GTA 6 map might miss the mark entirely. If you can point out one negative thing about GTA 5's map, you're probably quick to point out that the map is clearly split into two areas, with the busy city center in the lower part of the game and the mountainous countryside that served little purpose, with most of its areas feeling empty and not worth exploring. Despite Rockstar's efforts to populate the entire world, you will see most players always sticking to the city center, because up in Blaine County there's little to do. The place doesn't encourage you to stay there other than some missions forcing you to go there, despite it taking 2/3 of the map. The mountainside is greatly underutilized, and it only helps make the map feel bigger than it is. Which, don't get me wrong, Rockstar is a master at creating maps. Los Santos, being an already 10-year-old map, is an incredible perception of its real-life parody Los Angeles. There's no neighborhood that feels like it was neglected during its development. You can arguably say that they just prioritized the wrong things and made some flawed decisions with the layout. Too much countryside, not enough city. Too many barren mountains, not enough forests, and a massive lake with no exploration. In the end, GTA 5 was developed for the PS3 and Xbox One generation, which greatly contributed to the fact that the upper part of the game feels like it had so much potential but didn't achieve it. Even in beta screenshots, you can see there was way more vegetation planned, but it was ultimately scrapped in the final game, which would certainly favor the open spaces. You can tell that the map wasn't made to be played on for 10 straight years. Speaking for GTA Online then. Apart from a map expansion whose main purpose was for a heist, there weren't many additions to the map other than reworks of some buildings. Even with the next-gen version of GTA 5, we still have yet to see any real map expansion, which a majority of the player base had hoped for. Since Rockstar was able to build an entire city just for 2 story mode missions, similar to how Guarma in Red Dead Redemption 2 was also used for a couple of missions, although it is set in a different setting. Red Dead Redemption 2 in terms of map design was a huge improvement over GTA 5, with every area greatly utilized. Looking at past GTA maps, especially San Andreas, it stands out as the better choice for many. Despite being half the size, it may even feel larger than GTA 5's map, mainly because everything was so well spread out and diverse, encouraging exploration. Traveling from point A to B would always get you in an area that doesn't feel dull, which is also thanks to its square map, whereas in GTA 5, you will always find yourself moving in the same direction. Hopefully, Rockstar will combat these issues in GTA 6. Its map, which is confirmed to be set in a fictional version of Miami, Florida, already solving the mountain problem, as there are none in Florida. Although Rockstar never explicitly said only Vice City, but labeled the entire state as Leonida, it's safe to expect that there will be more than just one city. One user compared the game trailer and leaked footage locations with their real-life counterparts and pinned them on Google Maps, which really puts in perspective how many cities and how diverse the map could be. It will undoubtedly make the game's waters more exciting and using boats more meaningful, as there wasn't really a reason to use boats in GTA 5 due to its landmass. Based on the trailer and primarily the 2022 leaks, fans were already able to map out a good portion of what could be the GTA 6 map, and with that data, they created this detailed concept map. Of course, course, the concept map was inspired by Florida's overall shape, but this is still subject to change, since some areas lack data and are therefore...
Alright, so right now we are currently on the latest version of the upcoming GTA 6 map, and this is what we are working with so far. Now, as you can see, this map is currently pretty blank. There's a lot of empty area, especially around here, up here, and especially on the panhandle in the corner here. However, it is starting to slowly fill in. Now, if you haven't already seen this website, this is a community-driven effort. Essentially, community members are taking all the information that we've seen about GTA 6 so far, including leaks, official trailers, and all of that information, and slowly piecing together the map of GTA 6. Now, there are two main cities that are built out pretty well at the moment. We have Vice City over here, of course, and then we have another city that we haven't seen before called Port Gellhorn. We have a small town down here called Homestead that's also pretty built out, along with the Gator Keys, which are a parody of the Florida Keys. Now, if we take a scroll out for a second, one of the biggest changes with GTA 6 in general is that compared to other GTA games before it, including GTA 5, GTA 6 is going to be based on an entire state. It's not going to be an individual city, but instead multiple cities in a whole state. So you can see here that it says Leonida State up here. That is going to be the parody of Florida. And if you look at Florida on a satellite map, it looks very similar to what we have here with the Keys down here. We have Miami in the corner, which of course is a Vice City, along with all of these other areas around the map. So this is going to be the first GTA map with multiple cities across it. This is going to be a similar concept to what Rockstar did with their newest game, Red Dead Redemption 2, which came out in 2018. And having multiple cities across the map is going to make GTA 6 a lot more interesting to play because each city is going to have its own vibe, and especially with GTA Online, it's going to help players spread out a lot more with different activities across the map compared to GTA 5, where most players just stay in Los Santos and that's pretty much it. Now, in terms of size, as we can see, and this is to scale, the GTA 6 map is about 2 times the size of GTA 5 in terms of overall square footage. However, I expect it to feel even bigger than 2 times because, as we see and as we know, in GTA 5 the northern portion of the map is pretty bleak and there's not much going on here. With multiple cities expected across the GTA 6 map, especially up here, that area is going to feel a lot more populated compared to Blaine County in GTA 5. So not only is it going to be actually larger, but I think it's going to feel way larger as well. Now, another thing that I'd like to draw your attention to is the amount of detail in the map of GTA 6. Now, there's been a big focus on making the map just a lot more interesting and a lot less copy and paste compared to GTA 5. And we can see that very clearly along Vice City based on what's being mapped out so far, with all of these different islands that are placed around the Vice City area. We have a port on an island here. We have another island down here that I believe contains a hospital complex, another one that contains a golf club resort, and even the buildings in downtown Vice City are just more interestingly shaped rather than kind of the squares that we see a lot of in GTA 5. And even the road networks, especially in this area outside of Vice City, are just more interesting, and it's going to allow the game to just feel a lot more alive and a lot less of a grid format compared to what we have right now in GTA 5. Now, another thing that I think is very interesting is the use of islands, but more importantly, the use of water around the map. Now, this map is still being built out, as I mentioned, but as we can see here, there are many different areas where you can dock your boat when traveling across Vice City. And as we can see here, there are some water areas that are starting to be built out here, and also north of Vice City, here. Now, we don't know exactly where these lead at the moment, this is still to be determined, but my assumption and my prediction is that in theory, you should be able to travel across the majority of the GTA 6 map by any mode of transportation: car, boat, and of course air.